Tantra is a philosophy originating in medieval India. Power is central to Tantra, a power described and visualized as feminine and known as Shakti. Tantra introduced many new goddesses into the Hindu and Buddhist pantheons. They challenged traditional models of womanhood as passive and docile in their intertwining of destructive power and maternal strength. This sandstone sculpture of the Tantric goddess Chamunda shows her dancing ecstatically after her rampage against demons on the cosmic battlefield, shaking the very foundations of the universe. She is a macabre, skeletal vision to behold, with a skull-like face and glaring eyes. Her nakedness is ornamented with a garland of heads. Her 8 bony arms, flying in all directions, clutch a skull cup, a severed head and weapons, including a trident. She carries a sword of wisdom with which she destroys not only demons, but also a devotee's ego, their attachment to a false sense of self. The ego is symbolized by a corpse which she tramples, its hands raised in supplication and surrender, his fingers brushing her toes. On the left, a dog or jackal begins to chew his foot, while 2 birds join in the carrion-feeding frenzy, including an owl perched on his head, suggesting the nocturnal setting of a cremation ground, Chamunda's favourite haunt. Her ferocious appearance reflects her role as a devourer of the world, driving time's continuous cycle of destruction and recreation. This life-size tantric goddess, identified as a yogini, once graced a temple in southern India. From a distance, her voluptuous nudity attracts the eye and invites the viewer to approach, but closer observation reveals the fearsome details of her fangs, angrily arched eyebrows, and earrings made from a dismembered hand and a cobra. Yoginis are described in some of the earliest tantric texts. Seductive yet dangerous, these goddesses could transform into women, birds, snakes, tigers or jackals as the mood took them. With her 4 arms, 2 of which are decorated with cobra armlets, she holds a skull cup for alcohol or blood and a skull-top staff. Her wild hair fans out behind her in fiery waves. Between the 10th and 13th centuries, royal patrons commissioned yogini temples across India. Rulers believed that yoginis could predict the future, protect their kingdoms against disease or enemy armies, and help them win new territories. Many tantric texts insist that men should venerate women and never offend them, because they could be yoginis in mortal disguise. Indeed, the word yogini often simply refers to a female practitioner of tantra or yoga. In this exquisite painting, commissioned for a member of the Mughal court, a mortal yogini sits on a tiger skin outside her hut. Beside her is a lingam, a phallic symbol of the god Shiva, one of the most important deities within tantric philosophy and practice. Her blue skin suggests that she is covered in ashes, and she has matted hair elegantly piled on top of her head. Her mystique and serenity radiate from the folio. 2 women come seeking guidance and make an offering of flowers. The shimmering marginalia, with busy clustered images of birds, deer, lions, palaces, and courtiers, suggest the meeting of 2 worlds, the natural spiritual world of the yogini and the courtly secular world of her visitors. The rise of Tantra led to a new school of Tantric Buddhism known as Vajrayana, or the Path of the Thunderbolt, which had spread across Asia by the 8th century, with a particularly strong hold in Tibet. This Tibetan painting on textile visualizes one of the most important Tantric Buddhist teachings, that the qualities of wisdom and compassion must be cultivated on the path to spiritual enlightenment. Tantric images represent these qualities as a goddess and a god in sexual union. In Tibet, this is known as Yabyum, meaning father-mother. Here, the 12-armed god Chakrasamvara, who embodies compassion, embraces the goddess Vajrayogini, who embodies wisdom. The goal is to internalize their qualities by visualizing the deities uniting within the body through meditation. The painting was probably a monastic commission and would have been used to support meditation. In one of her hands, Vajrayogini holds up a curved knife for hacking away at misplaced pride and the ego. Chakrasamvara holds up an array of symbolic objects, including an axe, a trident, and a noose, with which he extinguishes attachment, anger, ignorance, and worldly desire. He wears a tiger skin painted with extraordinary attention to detail. Sex and death are inextricably entwined in this dance macabre. A garland of grisly decaying heads, each depicted with individual, almost humorous character, hangs around Chakrasamvara's neck. The role of such wrathful imagery highlights the tantric belief that only the most ferocious deities can abolish the obstacles to enlightenment. These are deities to be adored as well as emulated. Bengal in eastern India was an early tantric centre as well as the nucleus of British rule during the 19th century. Tantra informed the way many Christian missionaries and colonial officials imagined India as a subcontinent apparently corrupted by black magic and sexual depravity. Their misconceptions were embodied by seemingly demonic tantric goddesses such as Chinnamasta, pictured in this woodblock print. Here she clutches her own severed head, which animatedly drinks one of the 3 streams of blood spurting from her neck. The other streams nourish her attendants, who offer Chinnamasta the heads of 2 sacrificial victims. A revolutionary Bengali text described Chinnamasta's radical potential as a symbol of the motherland, decapitated by the British, but preserving her vitality by drinking her own blood, representing an ideal of heroic fearlessness and self-sacrifice. Above all, the image communicates the inseparability and interdependence of sex, life, and death at the centre of human experience. Chinnamasta stands upon the god and goddess of love and desire, Kama and Rati, as if to suggest that she transcends desire while also being fundamentally supported and energized by its power. Rati is shown on top of Kama, a dominant stance that signals the superiority of the female principle at the heart of Tantra.